big ship. It's going to take a few minutes to get there, and you have to remember this is the first time that they're ever doing
Toledo
it. Right?
down. He used to be the worker.
So once they get there, you actually have to,
demolish that sucker.
Hook some cables and stuff so you can get this, get the spacecraft out of the ocean and onto the dock of that ship. So, that's going to take a few minutes. Again, it's the first time they've ever done this before, but they have been training for it for, quite a bit of time. But overall, it should take about 5 hours. It's not going to be something that you're going to see happen over the course of 5 minutes. It takes time.
Okay.
But what you are going to see that is pretty interesting is there are divers that have to be involved, maybe divers that have to, hook up some of these cables, make sure that the spacecraft is all situated perfectly. And, just imagine if this were if there were actual astronauts on board and you're in choppy seas, you look back at what some of the Apollo astronauts had to deal with, and they had, it was very common for astronauts to get seasick as you're waiting there for the recovery vessel to get to you. I don't think you're going to have to worry about these mannequins getting seasick right about now. But, that is something that you have to consider when you're dealing with these recovery operations like this. But, Fred, the weather looking great. The wave conditions not looking too high or bad at the moment. So I would expect a fairly smooth recovery process. But, again, overall, this is a several-hour-long process, not something that you're going to see within the span of a few minutes.
Gotcha. So patience for those of us who are watching from afar. So I understand. We're told actually that the Navy helicopters that have been circling that spacecraft, their initial assessment right now is that it appears that there has been no damage to that capsule. So I imagine, Kristen, this is kind of the celebratory phase for a number of people who are involved in the success of Orion and its a splashdown here. And now it also appears that one of the helicopters is even closer to the surface there. Perhaps that's the phase in which some of the divers are dropped into the water. The divers that you mentioned who would also be utilized here and look closer, at the capsule.
Yes, and I'm on just a little bit of a delay, so I can't. I want to make sure I'm seeing the same thing as you are, Fred. But NASA is going to be very happy about this. I mean, if they're seeing a fully intact spacecraft that is landing and bobbing in the upright